Hi everyone, Carla Archer here with helping you work on your wellness. I hope this finds you guys doing great today. I'm super excited to be here today talking to you about wearable technology for seniors. As people age, oftentimes balance becomes a serious concern for them, and that one slip or fall can cause significant issues for them, and that could lead to all kinds of problems going into their golden years. So many times we've seen somebody fall and easily break a hip, and then that changes everything for them. And people have worked so hard in their lives to get to a point where they're able to retire, and they're hoping that these are the golden years and that they're going to be able to enjoy their time and spend it living healthy and well. And so today we have a great presentation. It's called The Golden Years, Seniors Helping Seniors. And these are two of my good friends, Kevin and Ted, both amazing people, who are going to be talking to you a little bit today about wearable neurological technology. It comes in a variety of different forms, and some of the benefits that it has for seniors. Now, this isn't limited to seniors, certainly. We have technology that works for everybody, but today the primary focus is going to be on seniors. So I'm just going to share my screen with you, and you guys will get started, ready to go. Sorry, just need a little sip of water there. Okay, share the screen. All right, here we go.
So welcome everybody to this afternoon's call. This is, I guess, I'm going on a journey here, folks, like everybody else, as we learn about this whole social distance thing, but then you can connect on a Zoom call here. And the focus tonight, this afternoon or tonight or tomorrow morning, wherever you are in this world, is about 𝗕𝗏 and our effect with seniors. And I think it's a very special part of our population. I know I'm living that right now with my mother. I may have the time to share that later on, but we'll see how it goes. But before we get into the official part, I just want to share something with the group here. So I just need to do my due diligence and read my disclaimer. None of the statements or materials in this talk or presentation have been evaluated by the FDA. Statements or representations are not intended to be diagnose, treat, or cure any disease. None of the statements should be construed as dispensing medical advice or making claims regarding a cure or disease. Any health claims shared by my guests, hosts, co-hosts, viewers, or subscribers are understood to be true and accurate but have not been verified. Results may not be typical and may vary from person to person, so you should consult a licensed healthcare professional before starting any healthcare protocol or health device, especially if you are pregnant or have pre-existing injuries or medical conditions. So on that note, I am going to unmute my guest, and let me just find you on the call here. There we are, Mr. Patterson. Ted, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So
can you hear me?
Good. Yeah, very good. I hear you from. So again, welcome everybody to this afternoon Zoom call with Ted and Kev. Hopefully your radio host, anyways. I'm really looking forward to this seminar with Ted. We've been working together for a while, and we actually met before 𝗕𝗏. And what I would like to do is I'm going to open the mic up to Ted Beck so you guys can hear his story. And for those of you new to the call, this is what 𝗕𝗏 is all about. It's all about stories. It's all about people and how they came into being with embracing this technology and using it, and how it has helped their quality of life. So I am going to pull up the next slide. Because you get to see this handsome young man. There we go. So, like I said, we all have moments, folks. And Ted, the mic is all yours. So, away you go.
Great. Well, I'm the trainer. I specialize in seniors and post-rehab. And when I took the post-rehab course, I took it with Kevin 𝗕𝗏. And that's when I was first introduced to the 𝗕𝗏 products. And I used to take a lot of lectures with with Kevin. He's a great guy, really got a great background. So I really enjoyed, really trusted his information, etc. So when he showed me the Vox products, I was absolutely blown away, as I'm sure you all are, with the strength, balance, and stability. And at the time, I was training seniors, so I got all my seniors using the products. They had the socks on when they were just in the house. They had their Vox insoles in their shoes when they were out walking around, and it really became a real strong part of our exercise program with these seniors. My group was people I dealt with were anywhere from 57 to 87 at the time, and so I got more and more involved with Vox. I started calling the seniors' homes and presenting the Vox-like products to them. And then Vox became so busy inside, they asked me to come and work for them in head office. So I was the second employee after 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗂. Some people might know him. And I basically saw it right at the beginning when we were running around like chickens with the head cut off, trying to find boxes, getting excited when we had 10 packages to take over to a small courier every day, and then it became 20 packages and then 30, and then I couldn't get any more in my car, so we had to expand to get a larger courier company. And just before I knew it, we were up into the hundreds. So I've seen this company grow from virtually nothing to an amazing organization, and it's really like a family. And 𝗕𝗓𝗏 has just become part of our family. So I just can't say enough about the company, the products. I'll be with them till the day that they carry me out of here. So that's basically my experience with the company. And I just see things, it's just unbelievable how we just come up with products on a regular basis that works with different parts of the brain and just enhances the lifestyle for everybody, from athletes to seniors. So that's basically my story, and I'm here to stay. So there you go.
So Ted, can you share with the group what? Because I remember we have a video in the Vox vault, as I called it, with a very special lady that you had as a client that you trained. So
yes.
if you could share either, what was the moment for you, Ted, that I'm in, Kev, and share that story with the group here, because we'll talk a bit more about that later this afternoon, folks, and it's very relevant of what we're seeing within the senior circle. So that would be great, Ted.
Sure. Well, a couple of things. First of all, when I was first introduced to the product, as I said, I was blown away by the strength, balance, and stability. But I can recall walking around in my gym thinking, I don't feel that much different. I'm in pretty good shape, so I didn't expect to. I wasn't seeing a lot of difference in pain relief, etc. But I ended up getting plantar fasciitis, which is, if you've ever had it, is very, very painful on the bottom of the foot. And so I had it before. I bought $400 orthotics. It took me months to get rid of the pain. And this time, I just happened to be introduced to the Vox insoles. I had them in my shoes. And in 2 or 3 weeks, I was back running again. So that was my first really breakthrough there. Now, some of my clients, one of the clients that Kevin's referring to has fibromyalgia, and started training her. I went out and did an assessment with her, and excuse me 1 second. So I went out and actually did an assessment with her, and did a few little exercises with her to see where she stood as far as her abilities were concerned. And she called me back on the Monday. This was on a Saturday, and she said, "Ted, I'm just beside myself." So I thought, what have I done to her? Well, I had talked to her about the socks. She bought a pair of socks. She put the socks on. She said about an hour or an hour and a half after she put the socks on, she said she felt this calmness come over her. She had less pain in her joints. She said she felt so good she wore the socks to bed. She suffered with restless leg syndrome. That virtually disappeared. She said, I haven't taken the socks off since. I wear them, in my shoes, over my stockings. So that was really strong breakthrough. We did an interview, did a video with her based on that as well. So and then I had an older senior, the gentleman was 87 years old, and he got up to turn around. He had to take little tiny baby steps. He couldn't just pivot on his feet. So we got him on the boxing soles and socks, and he's 93 now, and he gets on the treadmill every day and still going strong. So it really helped him immeasurably as far as activity is concerned there too.
That's awesome, Ted. For those, I never get tired of hearing these stories, and I think for those of us, we call it in the caring and sharing field. This is what it's all about. It's about helping people, and Ted is a trainer. Again, having following something he loves to do, helping people, and then adding this product into the recipe line, as I call it, and to see the changes when somebody calls you back. And I love Ted's line, right? What have I done wrong? Because this was a lot of us in Box Life at the beginning when somebody called us back saying, oh my gosh, they had a problem, something went wrong. That's like our default mechanism, right? And now it's like, no, they're probably calling back because they got an amazing story to share. So it's a very different phone call when that call comes up on the screen. So, and again, Ted and I, we go back to our personal training days, which is on this next slide here. And just pull it up. So this next slide, with Ted and I, on the right hand, CPTN, speak, Kev. And that's where we first met. Ted was a student in one of my classes, and it was a rehab course. And I had been introduced to this tech, and I was so excited. And I remember telling the class, I said, if you want to stick around and see something really cool, I'm going to share this off the record afterwards. And that's where Ted got voxed. And it was right there, right after the lecture. And that was, part of his moment. And to see, what we've been able to build as a friendship in Vox Life has been pretty amazing. So I'm really blessed to have this guy in my life. What we're able to do together, and as we go on the seniors tour, like these golfers, that's what we're looking for. So again, I'm just going to quickly go through this because you guys are going to get tired of hearing the story. Because Kev, can you please change the pictures? But we all have a unique background, and I'm all about team. And this is what I've lived my entire life, whether it's working with pro sports, amateur sports, working with my students, working with the military. And on the bottom right-hand corner, you're actually going to hear from that lady in the bottom right-hand corner in regards to her testimony with Vox Life. And it is it's a very beautiful story. And so for all of us, with coming into Mother's Day, and mothers become grandmothers and grandmothers become great-grandmothers, there's no greater gift in regards to that. So just like in Ted, with his moment, Kev had his. And balance and stability is going to be a hot topic today, folks, because you're going to see a slide a little bit later on, which really is going to hit home for a lot of you when you look at some of the loved ones in your family. You're going to see how their posture, and Ted's going to enlighten you on some of the key things that he's seen working within this demographics. So my moment was my balance and stability got absolutely crushed with what I thought I knew about balance and stability worth all I had learned in 35 years of sports medicine. And I was like Ted, I was standing on $500 orthotics thinking I'm going to ace this demo, and you're going to see it here in a second with a senior, and you're going to watch it, and you're going to go, are you kidding me? No, because the same thing happened to me and like 5 million other people now that we have helped with this tech. So those that are new to this, and if you're getting it shared from a friend of yours, you can go to bed when you put your head on the pillow going, 5 million people have failed that demo? Yep, because that's the state of the technology, and that's what we do with optimizing the central nervous system. So when I got my world flipped upside down, literally in 7 seconds flat, I was not a happy camper. Because 35 years of sports medicine was like wiped out of the planet. But I made a decision, like all of us on this call and watching it going, you know what? I can't believe this, but I'm watching this with my own eyes, Kev, and it's like, I got to try this for myself. And you're going to see why that is so, why that's so important. So when you look at this slide here, there's a couple of things here. So there's some great people here that had, I call, challenges. We'll just leave it at that. And when we look at seniors, and you're going to see, I'm going to put up Ted shared some numbers for me that you can liaise with your friends. That the seniors know, they know what's coming down the pipe. Like, I know what's coming down the pipe, and I'm seeing it with my mom. I saw my mom when I went to Ottawa a couple months ago, and it's hard. It's hard. And when you have this gift, and you put this on a senior, it's like I went like in a time travel, Kev. Like I went back to my young days going, yeah, it's pretty cool, eh, Mom? And so you're going to see how we change this, how we optimize the nervous system of seniors, because their life matters. Because they're part of us. They brought us into this world. For those of us who have a mom and a grandma, they're a part of our family. Just like they are in 𝗏𝗏's life. We have seniors in 𝗏𝗏's life. I need to stay in the game. I'm a senior according to McDonald's standards. 59, I get a discount on coffee. It's a good deal. But so is Ted. And there are others. I won't ask your age, especially the women on the call. I've learned that lesson. But these are all people that have been blessed. And, the top left, my left, you're my left, is a young lady out of the Chicago area. She's in Vermont now. Her name is Emily. And I was fortunate to work with her and her team in 𝗲𝗏 out of Chicago at an event at a women's expo, health expo. And, this is who we are, folks. You're sitting down. It's like me having an assessment with you, and I sit down and I talk and have a conversation. Because we know what we have. They don't know what we have. And they're going, I got boxed. And what the heck just happened? So welcome to the personal experience. So when we look at the experience on the relevance of this, I'm going to, it must be Friday. My computer's doing, here we go. Where's my slide? There we go. I'm going to play 2 videos. So let me do the lead in on this for you guys, ladies. The gentleman on the left is George. George has cerebral palsy. George had cerebral palsy since birth. He shared his story of what he had to overcome as a young boy. So when you watch the dynamic stability demonstration on George, you're going to see what it's like to live in a body with cerebral palsy. And then you're going to see him step on those insoles. And you're going to see something very unique happen to George. What happened to George is the same thing that happens to the best athletes in the world who think they are good, but they're not, because they can't see what's happening inside their brain. The gentleman on the right was with a presentation at a senior's home I did with Jean Anderson in Georgetown. And this young lady was in a wheelchair. Obviously, she's in a wheelchair. Her friend is watching her. This is another version of the dynamic stability I do with seniors that have severe compromised balance issues. So it's safer for them to be in the chair. I've done this demo with paraplegics. Works beautifully. So I'm going to play George, and then the lady on the right. What you're going to notice with the gal on the right is when we do this demo, is when we push down on their fist, what happens is their arms break, or they, not physically, their arms come down. It's scary. Don't do that. Their arms come down, and or they come forward in their chair because they have no core strength. But it's the response, folks, that I want you to listen to, because this is the emotional beauty with this tech. See, these people are living in a body that's compromised. It's not working to its best. And all of a sudden, you come in with this technology that works on the most important system in the body, and bam, there's an instant change. So you're going to enjoy this one. This is George, and enjoy the video. I'm going to slowly push down your fist. I want you to position. Don't put your fist down. Hands here. Off the floor. Palm and fist almost through CP. People with balance issues do not like standing with their feet together, but they don't like. Like cement. The challenge has to live with CP. We don't diagnose it there, so I do. And I want people to experience it. Ending is beautiful. This is the little kid in George. I love these moments. I love these moments when you change a senior's quality of life. You give them hope. You give them dignity. George loves to walk. George lives in Toronto. He walks everywhere because he has learned that through his neurological inconvenience, staying mobile is very critical. Ted's going to talk about this in a few more slides. The next one is this. Again, now watch what happens with her in the chair.
I'm going to push straight down. I want you to just.
You see her back come forward, and I only folks do not
And your back comes off the chair, right?
And already, whatever that is, same thing. Arm down.
Right left hand.
The video. Power of life. They get it right away. So it's much easier than putting on insoles and socks.
Watch the difference. Did you see that?
Friend, she looks at her friend and she goes, "Did you see that?" I love those moments.
So I just wanted to pause it for a moment. You saw that they use the application with the insoles for the gentleman with cerebral palsy on the one side, and for the lady in the wheelchair, they use the Harmony patch. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later, but I just wanted to show you this is a patch with the same technology that's embedded in the insoles, in the socks, in the knee brace. It's just a different delivery system. So you could see with ease, Kevin was able to put that Harmony patch on her arm, and how instantaneously that change occurred.
Because now she's been educated. Now she's just physically witnessed something with her body that she hasn't, I don't know how long it's been. I don't get into these stories unless she buys me a cotton on skin tag. But this is what I love about this. So these are the moments that we get. So, you know, we have a very powerful video with the history of Bach's life with this Jay on YouTube and on the Bach page. It's a 16-minute video. And for those of you that are new to this, I encourage you to listen to his heart. Listen to his story about his mother with MS. Because that's a story of Bach's life. It's a son trying to help his mother. It's myself and Ted and all of us in Bach's life trying to help others in what we do. And we went on this journey, and you saw with the interaction, folks, that you could see with this video, by the way, why this is not going to work in a retail setting. Because we looked at that. The interaction at a senior's home is not going to happen at some store or some medical pharmacy. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen with George coming to a meeting to my friends in Toronto. It's not going to happen. But that's the touch part of Bach's life. So in the midst of social distancing, I got to play the movie. But I tell people, you got to experience it. And, like Ted said, Ted and I were in the top right-hand corner, folks. we were in, the first unit, and then we expanded to the next unit, and then we grew into a bigger unit, and we're just like that little plant that all of you have been showing on Facebook that you're growing your solariums and your plants and your gardens, and everything starts with a seed. And it's got to work hard, but it's, you know what? That's what I love about Fox Life. It's hidden. It's up to the ground, and it's got to work. It needs the right environment. You need water, you need heat, you need the right soil, you need fertilizer. You get around the right people, and all of a sudden, you're on this call, and I got people that are just, their lives have changed. Their lives started like Fox Life on the left, the seedling. We all started there, by the way. And now we're growing into this, imagine growing into a sequoia on the west coast of California. Yeah, it started like a seedling, and it took time. So we're no different. It takes time to grow. And, the beauty of what we've been able to do by helping people, it's just growing the way it's supposed to grow. Because that's what happens when you help people. So Canada to the US, we've helped over 5 million. I think I've added a new slide here, a new update. So we have over 2,000 doctors in our medical practitioner program. So we have a medical practitioner program. We didn't have a medical practitioner program when we started, folks. That came after. It was the everyday people, actually, that were educating the doctors. That was very disturbing, by the way. When some human being walks into a doctor's office and says, "Doc, have you heard about this neurotechnology product?" What? What are you talking about? And then we have over 50,000 testimonies. And, we're on this 𝗕𝗏𝗃 routine right now, and I'll share a little bit later on. And the stories have just been so profound, again, the quality of life. So the cool thing about Fox Life is what makes us unique. And, we're like any company, you're finding your why, you're finding your mission, you're finding it for a reason for being, which is what 𝗕𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃 is all about. And we have something the world needs. We've seen it, we deal with, and you'll see this with the seniors. This technology that we have, every single senior should have it, because Ted's going to tell you why. And then, we just get better at sharing. I'm reliving my childhood again. I'm reliving my childhood of learning how to share again, more, share better. I love what we do, and then we get compensated because we have to grow this, right? So it's like anything when you're building a business, and as we began to grow, it just took a path of its own. So as we get into some of the seniors' points now, and this is the cool thing, folks, when you talk to them and say, when did your life begin to change? So George started right from the get-go. George shared his story, what happened at his birth, that he was told later because he couldn't remember his birth. But he was told what was happened. And then we look at, as we age, so this call, folks, by the way, is about prevention and being proactive. Because that's what I learned as a therapist. When I was working in pro sports, when I'm looking at injuries and how they're happening, I don't say, this is great, I'm going to be really busy. No, I don't want to have anybody in my therapy room. I just want to tape them for practice and games. If I have few players on the injury list, that's a great day. That's what I look for in this. It's a big part of what this is, because it was like, figure out and get them back in the game. This is what this is all about. It's getting my mom back in the game, and whoever it is that we come across in the seniors. So the nervous system is the most important system in the body. You're going to hear this all the time, and I tell this to people, and I use Google to validate it. It's there. And I go, I'm going to help you with the most important system. So the bottom right, I just changed the thing on the bottom right of the slide. I said, and this is on a book I've just been reading by Dr. Norman Doidge called The Brain's Way of Healing. A beautiful book. And it says the brain, which is only about 2% of your body's weight, requires and utilizes more energy than any other organ in the body. So if it uses more energy, it's got to be what? The most important. By the way, it takes roughly 20% of your total body's energy production that you need. So now you start to understand why nutrition is so important, right? You fuel the body, get the nervous system working better. It says, I need the right fuel, Kev. Help me, help you. We're going to work on this together. So as we move forward, we have this, and this is our science part. I'm leaving it at that. That's in the call for another day. But I tell my seniors, because they're looking at, you know, what you saw with George, and George going, what happened? Well, this is what tech does. Works through touch. This is the other beauty about this. There's no drugs. You'll see this in the next slide. So it's a tactile pattern that triggers a response. Nervous system picks up the pattern through touch, affects the body. What happened to you, George? Holy jumping, Kev. Do you like the difference? Yeah. George has product. The lady in the wheelchair, excuse me, she has product. And wait till you hear the testimony at the end. Saving the best for last, because it's us. It's helping the most vulnerable sometimes, between infants and seniors. Most get risk. Infants need our care, those of us who have kids, and seniors, when they have challenges, they need help. So when we look at what we have, you know, and again, when you talking to a senior, say, I have a drug-free alternative, they get pretty excited, because most seniors I meet, they have a lot of issues, and they're looking for help, and we're just helping. We're here to help you. So I share this list with them, you know, and it's like, okay, I'm not third from the bottom. Pregnancy's not an issue with these people, but they're going, this is simple. And this, by the way, is when we came out with the wellness sock. We came out with, I love this story. I tell a story. We came out with the wellness socks, folks, because I remember going to a seniors presentation in Toronto. We did the demo, had the insoles, we had this athletic sock, and the seniors are like blown away. And they're looking at the socks, and they're going, I can't wear this sock. I said, what do you mean you can't wear this sock? Oh, I have diabetes. I don't have diabetes. I don't know what it's like to have diabetes. I just listen to people who have it. She goes, look at my feet, Kev. She pulls off her socks, and we know what they look like when they have circulatory issues. And I go, those athletic socks aren't going to cut it. So I remember going back to Jay, and Jay goes, what do they wear? Oh, they wear what's called a diabetic sock. Okay, what is that? So we looked at the sock, and he said, you know what? I'll design my own. He listened to a group of people that have challenges, and he said, I'll figure it out. He came up with the wellness sock. Why? Because they needed that type of sock because they have some challenges. I love the creativity where this goes. And you can see that. So here's my toolbox, and we've just added this new one called the REM patch. I'm not talking about this today. That'll be another call as we get more information. But these are all the tools that we have to share with somebody. Say, listen, what's going to work with you as a senior? So what we've learned is the simplest approach is the wellness sock, bar none. Start with that, and then we can branch out from after that. And now with the patches, we have options. So it fits their lifestyle and makes it simple. And so as we get into the seniors core part here, when you share this list with seniors, directors of nursing, directors of care at these facilities, they know the challenges that they have and say, how important is balance, power, and stability and mobility to you as a senior? Kev, I'm in a wheelchair. I didn't used to be in a wheelchair, Kev. I have challenges. If you can help me with those areas, Kev, that would be amazing. You're going to hear that story at the end because they remember where they came from, folks. They remember being, I remember with my patients, they remember being able-bodied. Kev, whatever you got, if this can help me get even closer back to that way of life, that would be amazing. Okay, let me do the demo like I just did with George. And so Ted shared these numbers with me. I'll sit quiet for 15 seconds. Just look at the list. Those aren't good numbers. my mom. That's your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa. Somebody you know knows those numbers. They know what's coming down the pipe. I don't want anybody to experience this. I hate these numbers. This is why I love therapy. I don't want to be part of this club. I never want to get into it. I will do everything I possibly can to stay out of this club. And so, again, we have numbers. We have more numbers. We have more benefits. And I got some pretty cool seniors highlight reel here. And Ted's coming up next. Because when you look at that bottom right-hand statement, folks, this gets seniors really excited. Because most of them I meet, they know they're living what they're living with. Say, I'm going to help reduce your fall risk by 8 times. Is that of interest to you? What? You can? Yeah, we have a paper on this, but I'm going to have you feel it. Because you need the undefeated moment. You need the, did you see that moment? Because you haven't had a moment like that in a long time. And you know, folks, what I loved about the demo is it causes an emotional shift in the brain. Because when they experience joy, something beautiful happens in the body. It's like 2001 Space Odyssey. Something wonderful is going to happen. Yeah, something's wonderful going to happen. Well, did you see that? Yeah. What happened? I don't know. I said, where this power came from? This is amazing. So I'm going to open this. Ted, you still there? I got to meet Ted. Hang on. Let me meet Ted. And Ted is going to, let me just get Ted here. Let me just get Ted Patterson. There we go. So Ted and I were, Ted, you there? You good?
Yep.
Okay. So
Yep.
Ted and I, folks, were sharing about this, and so I'm gonna pass this over to Ted right now, because for those of you working with seniors, you're going to hear from him and what he's been able to do and things he's seen with this. And again, it's a combination of technology and a proper exercise protocol. So Ted, way to go on the comments that you wanted to share with this, with what you've seen work with this demographic.
Okay. So we talked earlier about strength, balance, and stability, and balance and stability improves by about 30%, which is an 8 times fall reduction for seniors. But strength is important as well. And if somebody's out, the seniors out shopping and they get jostled and they go down, the likelihood is they're going to break something because they probably have osteoporosis, and they can't get back up. Because I train seniors, I used to have them get down to try and do a knee push-up, and they couldn't get down, they couldn't get up. So strength is a very, very important aspect as well. But you can see the way this gentleman is walking on the right-hand side or standing there. He's all bent over, all hunched over. And so posture and what we call proprioception, or body awareness, is really, really important as well. And most of us are sitting here right now sort of hunched over our computer, because you spend most of your life, most of your daytime in the hunched position. You're over a computer, you're reading, you're gardening, you're driving a car. We're always in that kind of position, so that the muscles in our chest get short and tight, and the muscles in our back get loose and lax, and we get that stooped over posture. So when they're walking, they're already about a quarter of the way over. If they trip and they don't have the strength to stop themselves from going down, they're gone. And also, proprioception is, what that means is it's awareness of your extremities. So you'll see a lot of people walking along because they're not sure, they're not sure of their awareness of their extremities in space. So they have to constantly look down at their feet to see where they're stepping next. And so they're bent over, they're ready to, if they trip, they're ready to go down in a hurry. And as we age, also we lose our hearing and our sight, and that affects your balance as well. And so you might try this later. Just stand on one foot And once you've got your balance, close your eyes and see how long you can stand up. You won't stand up for very long because the eyes, sight and hearing is very, very important in terms of balance as well. And also being a lot of older people who have diabetes, and that's becoming a scourge in our society as well. They lose a feeling in their extremities again because the blood flow is not getting to the feet, to the hands, even to the eyes. Some people even have to have amputations because there's no blood going to their extremities, such as their feet. That means they can't, when they're walking along, they can't feel the surface that they're on. If it's on grass, or if it's on cement, or if it's an uneven surface, or if it's poorly lit. They have to be able to touch and feel that. And if they can't feel that, then that also leads to a chance of falling over. So really, really, really important to exercise on a regular basis. I've got a whole series on osteoporosis that I did exercises for people, because bones are just like muscles. If you put them under resistance, it builds up the bone. For most of us at this stage in life, you're not going to get bigger, stronger bones, but you may be able to stop the bones from deteriorating. So important to do that. Also, a lot of exercises where you strengthen the upper muscles in your back so your posture is better, so you walk upright. And just teaching yourself to step out and take a longer stride and walk with authority. And another thing we talked about yesterday, Kevin and I talked about yesterday, was that people take these little baby steps, they're looking down, and they can't get any speed up. So a lot of seniors can't get across the light. There's not enough time. They can make it halfway across the road, and that's it. So again, an exercise program is so important. I've exercised all my life, and I don't want to bore you with the lectures in that area, but it really, really is important. And if anybody's interested, I do have a program that I can send you with information in it, and my contact information if you have any questions as well. So very, very important to exercise on a regular basis.
Ted, let me just mute where that's coming from here. I so appreciate that, and when I look at posture, if you guys look at that slide on the right, and this has always been a huge part of my therapy when I was working with clients, and I'm seeing students who are teenagers with this hunched over posture, because of their cell phones. And they are already moving into that. If you look on the left-hand side, folks, the furthest, the one on the right, I see teenagers with this forward head carriage position already. So this is already a recipe because the spine is now changing. And now when you change the spine, you change the function of the respiratory system. Because, for example, when you look at this hunched over posture, it actually affects your vocal cords and your speech. Because when singers sing, they sit upright and they have to be able to expand because it's respiratory. So when you hunched over, everything starts, it's a slow regression, as I call it. So whatever you can do to enhance your posture, and I'm sure you're all sitting up straight right now on this call, say, just like Mom said, sit up straight. Mom was right. And I remember sharing this with my students. So I so appreciate, Ted's work, and as we talked about rehab and injuries and staying active. And folks, don't take this the wrong way. I have a saying that when I would talk to my seniors and I talk to my kids about staying active the entire, say, Kev, I got to rest, man. I got to retire. I got to slow down. I said, let me tell you, you got lots of time to rest when you're dead. Lots of time. Yeah. When you are up, alive, you got to move. Why? Because I talk to people who live in their 80s and 90s and who are masters athletes. They're still running in their 90s. Going, why? Because the body just works so much better because that's what it's designed to do. So on time here, I just want to keep moving along. So stay active, whatever you can do. Aquafit, walking, so many benefits with exercise and all the systems. And again, even more importantly, folks, with the nervous system is what we're seeing. So a couple more products that we have in the care of our seniors. Okay. Again, because of the effects of aging. And again, it's a recipe, it's a tool, and there's so much in the wellness wheel that we can add to help. But when we look at cognitive side, and you look at that list on the right, so when Ted talked about seniors moving across that street, and that Dr. Mark brought up like reaction times. Imagine a car jumps the curb and you got to get out of the way. I got to get out of the way. Yeah, well, if you're slow, you don't make it. Now imagine a senior that's either starts to lose their balance. Well, it's not like, let me slow down the slow-mo camera and watch it. No, I got to kick in right away. What's that? That's a nervous system response. Well, if it's delayed, it might cause a problem. But it's all part of it, right, folks? Because balance, power, stability, HPT first. Now we're looking at this. We know that the brain, they say, the analogy, brain is a muscle. If you don't use it, you lose it. What are you doing to challenge the brain? You need to challenge it every single day. Do brain exercises. There's a lot of resources on that out there. So in our life, there's a lot of stuff that affects our cognitive network. So in the area of helping restore people, helping them improve on where they're at, these are some of the aspects that we have in that. And I'm not going to get into this videos just from a time perspective. They're there for you can go watch them. But see, folks, when you show numbers to people, they may not get the numbers, but when you go an 8x reduction in falls, going, you mean my overall change in brain function with 𝗏𝗏 is 36%? Yeah, would you like to have those numbers? I would like a 36% improvement on a report card neurologically. What do I got to do? Just wear the tag. Keep exercising. Keep going for your therapy. Keep going to your social activities. Keep eating well. Keep getting sunlight. Keep drinking water. Keep going. Because one day you will have lots of time to rest. But meanwhile, we need moving. So CBT with the sleeve, again, this is just to work with cognition. It's that part of the brain that we work on with the technology. So I'm wearing it right now on my arm. I don't go a day without it when I'm up. Why? I want to be at my neurological best. I got a lot of things to do, like all of us. And the last one I'm going to play a video with my sweet senior Bonnie is 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. And, again, folks, in the aging process, systems slowly can go in a different direction if they're not looked after. And so what do we do with this? So the beauty with this technology, I'll just come here for a second here, is your immune system is your defense. There are a lot of important things that you have to do to optimize your immune system. My mother has 2 autoimmune diseases. I have seen what they do to her body. She has another problem now called dementia. And I'm seeing what it's doing. And it's really hard to see. It's hard to talk to somebody that she looked after me and to see how when there's a change in the neurological system, how it starts to affect the entire body and those around them. Because we know those people. And I didn't know, my mom's story is my mom's story. But I said, there's a lot of us that are coming into this age group, or all of us, some of us, like myself, in that seniors group, going, I want to do everything to keep me working on 8 cylinders. I want that Indy 500 car running on Indy 500 time all the time. I got a really good pit crew. Jay's put together an amazing pit crew to look after our cars, which are our bodies. Now we got to make the choice. How are we going to drive the car? What are we going to do? I want that fuel. I want these products on my body because I want this, Kev. I want to be my best. And so this is a very powerful video. It's on our corporate page. You can find it on Vimeo, and you can watch it live before your eyes, folks. Immune system is about protecting you. And so anything you can do to help the body is a better day. So, again, part of our work with helping people to recover better, seniors. So, Ted, when he alluded to some of the numbers, folks, when you look at seniors that have go through surgeries, their systems are so challenged. Like, surgery is trauma, folks. Oh, I'm getting my knee rebuilt. No, you should see the tools on the operating cart when they bring it in. That's why they put you to sleep. Why is there a drill and a saw and screws and plates? Why, they got to cut. They got to reshape. It's surgery. They have to rechange the architecture because it's compromised. And then, with our work with and I'm going to play a video here, and this is going to wrap up the call for the recording, and we're going to stay on afterwards. For those who have Q&A with Ted and I or others on the call, I have some other senior specialists, as I call them. But these last two videos, very special. So this was a seniors home presentation we did. I went to with a friend of mine. Her name is 𝗕𝗶𝗯𝗲. You're going to hear her name mentioned in the call here. I think with another one, but she used the product. She's the director of care at this nursing home facility here in Toronto. So I went there thinking it was going to be maybe 45. It was scheduled for an hour, and they advertised it, balance and stability wellness seminar, and they all started coming in with their canes and their walkers and their wheelchairs. And there were a few able-bodied, but most of them had compromised challenges. I spent 2.5 hours at this place. They wouldn't let me leave. They blocked the door with the wheelchairs. I want that patch. I want that demo, man. Because you're gonna see. So Bonnie, I'll be quiet. I'm gonna play a story. Just listen to Bonnie. She's a sweetheart. Now, for those that and Ted talked about eyesight, you can see her legs. You can see, before I even talked to Bonnie, when I shared this with her in the presentation, I knew she had challenges. Because your legs are not supposed to be that swollen. I didn't ask for Bonnie's story. I knew. Put that patch on her arm. I knew it was going to happen because in the presentation, she goes, "Be quiet, play."
How's that?
Okay, I'm Bonnie Christie. I'm a nurse from Toronto, and I've been here for about 3 years. And the doctor said I have deterioration of the cerebellum, and I'll probably end up in total care with, I can't do anything. I don't want that, and things have been improving slowly. I've been trying and working, and then on Tuesday when we had the patch on, and the pain is gone. The pain particularly is the biggest thing. The pain in my legs, I haven't slept for maybe 2 hours every day. I had 6 hours sleep on Monday or Tuesday night, and last night I had the same thing. So the pain is gone. I can stand up a little bit, and the dizziness is much, much less. That's the big thing. So I'm going to work on that. I want to go back to my walker. I don't like being in a wheelchair. That's my goal.
That's a great goal. That's a great goal. That's an awesome story, Bonnie, and I'm so looking forward to, again, helping you on your journey.
Oh, yes.
And get you back walking.
Yes.
Fantastic.
I'd like to be back walking again.
Fantastic.
I had my husband with me. He helped me. Yeah. So it's nice to have like that extra help. And now with the socks and the patches. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Bonnie. Really appreciate it.
See, when you put a smile on a senior's face, it's a beautiful day. Wait till you hear this one. This is really cool. So she did another one for us for the story.
Go ahead, Bonnie.
I will try to stand up, because usually when I try to stand up, the room is going around and around. I feel so dizzy. So since I have the patch on, okay, and I used to walk all the time. Yes. Okay. See, it's very light. Yeah.
Very good.
So much better. It's unreal.
Yeah,
That and the pain, the two things
I know.
together.
you're on your own, right?
Yes,
Yeah, no,
I have to be on my own.
yeah,
That's great. Fantastic. There you go, folks.
yeah.
There you go. Vox HPT.
So when you hear Bonnie at the end, I have to be on my own. Independence and being able to just get up and do what you need to do is such a beautiful gift to have. And and to be a part of it with this journey that we're all on Vox Life, that when you put a smile on Bonnie's face and the directors of care at these facilities are going, Kev, if you can do anything, you got anything that's going to help my seniors with quality of life, balance, power, and stability, and fall prevention, and they're going, and all they got to do is put on a patch or a pair of socks, I would love to see this. Because this was a director of care's point. This hit me like a bag of hammers, folks. She goes, Kev, if I got to fill out another fall report from somebody falling over the weekend, I'm going to scream. Because I said, this paperwork is driving me crazy. I said, well, I can't guarantee, but I can show you. And I've been back twice to this facility. And it's like you walk back in and going, here's the balance guy. And the people come and greet you with smiles and going, I'm so glad you're back. What else do you have? So it's a bit of a challenge right now with the social lockdown that we have. But man, when one of us talk about hugging people and holding people and touching people, I can't wait to go back to see the fan club, as I call it, because they have quality of life, hope, and dignity. And I never want people to lose that, because you could hear it in Bonnie's voice. I have my husband. I want to get back to walking. And you see, she's like the athlete I get to work with. I love the mentality. See, Bonnie's not quit. Bonnie goes, I'm determined, Kev. I'm going to get back in the game. Good. Great, Bonnie. Let's go. Let's get back in the game. And we have those stories in Vox Life. So it's the gift, right? It's the gift of giving, folks. And as you give to those that are part of our lives, we know what's going to happen. You just got to get out there. We work together as a team. We leverage each other's strengths. You know what? And we'll get there. And so if you have a loved one in your family, a senior, somebody coming up and show your kids, you want to look like this? No, I don't want that posture, Mom. Well, don't you sit up straight at the table? Okay, Mom, I'm going to work on my posture. I'm going to put that book on my head and stand nice and tall and stand like it's supposed to. Yeah, because it's really important for the body how it's supposed to work. So I am going to stop the recording at this point, and I am going to
So I'll just pause that there, and I'm going to escape out of here and come back to you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far today. And a lot of really great information in that presentation from Ted and Kevin. I know my own personal experience. I've worked with a number of retirement centers and at some seniors' homes. And the impact, it's so exactly right what Kevin said, quality of life, hope, and dignity. Because maybe as a younger person, we look to seniors and just think, well, I guess that's kind of what happens when you get older, or that is what it is. And we don't give a lot of thought to that individual, to that person who used to be an independent, who used to be able to function, having had an injury, I guess it's about 1 year and 4 months ago, and even just having to ask somebody to put my socks on and to help me get dressed, and just those simple functions that you can't do, it takes away so much of your dignity and so much of your quality of life. And so just because a person has aged and there's not an expectation that they're not that same individual inside who feels the pain and the frustration from having to deal with that every day. And it's not to say that this technology is going to have everybody standing up out of their wheelchairs or walking or reverting back the way they used to be, but even the slightest bit of change can make such a distinct impact for them. And when we talk about increasing their balance by 31%, for an individual whose balance is incredibly compromised, whose balance is so compromised that it can lead to slips and falls, which we saw those numbers, oftentimes can lead to death if there's a break, or else somebody who is very dependent on others to be able to help them. That's depressing as well. That really impacts your hope and your dignity, as we said. So by putting on a pair of socks or a patch or an insole, something that's easy to wear, it's drug-free, it helps with so many things, including your energy levels. And it was really great to hear when Ted was talking too about posture and about strength. This technology also improves your strength. And I never really made that correlation between the posture, and that was really informative for me to see too, as your posture weakens, as does your strength, and how many other impacts that has on a person. And we've actually seen some testimonials, and I'll share with you too the testimonials page, where we've had individuals who have been slumped over or their heads are down, and they literally step on that technology and they stand themselves straight up. And the one I remember hearing about was a girl who was with her grandma, and her grandma's head was always down, and she gets on the technology and her head raises, and the granddaughter says to her, "Grandma, did you notice anything different?" She goes, "No, not really." She goes, "Grandma, you're looking me in the eyes." And then it was like a moment of realization, because she had walked around like this for so much of her life that she didn't even notice that her head had raised and she was able to look somebody straight in the eyes. So it can be quite transformative for someone. So many good takeaways, like I said. And, my parents both use this technology, and I'm so grateful to have it as part of our lives, if for no other reason, that I get to share it with them, because it helps them work on their wellness. It's preventative. And I just know that they are having access to a healthier body, and that's going to help them keep them here with me a little bit longer. And I really appreciate knowing that their wellness is being taken care of, that they're giving their body the best chance. Their nervous system has the best chance to function as well as it can. They wear the cognitive boost technology. They wear the HPT technology. They've just started now with the the NeuroVax patch, which helps with their immunity, which is so key. And so it's Mother's Day that is coming up. We've talked about some of the things: the improved balance, reduce slips and falls by 8 times. That's a significant number. Improving the posture, how this technology works, and be it your mother, your father, an aunt, an uncle, somebody that or someone in your life who could benefit from this technology. I will mention that right now for Mother's Day, we do have another promotion, and this company has been so fantastic for that, especially as of late with self-isolation and our inability to be out and reaching people, that they want to make people have access to this technology as easily as possible. So for right now, I do have that special offer again to buy 2, get 1 free, or buy 3 and get 2 free. There's also a special bonus attached to this, that if you could possibly win an Apple Watch. They're going to be drawing 5 people who make their purchase between May 1st, which was yesterday, and May 10th, that you would be entered into a draw for that. So this includes a variety of our technologies. If you'd like more information or details about that, feel free to message me here, send me a personal message, and I'd be happy to share some information with you. It is really the greatest gift that you can give somebody, this gift of wellness, the gift of balance. It's drug-free, and it's non-invasive, and it's easy to use. We have so many things in our lives that are nice to have. And with everything that is going on, we're not able to take our moms to the spa. We're not able to take mom for lunch or for breakfast or brunch. And this really is the gift that keeps on giving. So, getting this technology on anybody that that is a senior, whether they're able or unable, is a great thing to do for them, because again, that nervous system is your largest system in your body, and it controls everything. So having the best health for your neurological system is of utmost importance. So thank you for joining me today, you guys. You can check out my website if you like at ecozone.voxlife.com. That special is online, but if you have any trouble ordering online at all, just get a hold of me and I can help you walk through that process. If you've got questions, as I mentioned, just reach out to me here on this page and I'd be more than happy to help you out. And if you're not already doing so, follow me here on Facebook at Carla Archer, Working on Your Wellness. So thanks again for tuning in. I hope that you found this of value, some great information that we learned today, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Take good care, everybody, to good health and wellness.